Imagine yourself in the future, having achieved the financial freedom you desire after years of dedication and astute financial choices. Visualize that serene smile and the calm in your eyes, knowing that money worries are a thing of the past. Now look at yourself today. The difference is remarkable, isn't it? This difference exists because you have not yet discovered the subtle traps that, without you realizing it, sabotage your financial efforts over and over again. But don't worry, everything will soon become clear. You are about to discover the 8 common mistakes in your financial life that are leaving you poor every day of your life. But first, subscribe to the channel here. You will discover a new path to financial success through interviews with millionaires and all their communities. Make impulse shopping. Did you know that many impulsive purchasing decisions are the result of momentary emotions? When we buy something without prior planning, we are often trying to fill a void or give ourselves an instant reward. It's human to want to feel good, but it's essential to recognize when our emotions are guiding us to make hasty financial decisions. I always say that investing requires discipline and patience, and the same applies to our everyday purchases. Before making a purchase, I ask myself, do I really need this, or am I just being carried away by the moment? If the answer is the latter, I take a step back. This simple question can save you from spending money that would be better invested or saved for the future. Another strategy I recommend is creating a monthly budget for non-essential expenses. This is not just a spending limit, but a financial awareness tool. When you visualize where your money is going, you can make proactive adjustments and avoid purchases that don't align with your long-term financial goals. Additionally, I suggest you establish a cooling-off period for larger purchases. If you find something you want to buy, give yourself a few days to think about that decision. Often the initial enthusiasm wears off, and you'll realize you can live perfectly well without that item. Remember, every dollar spent impulsively is a dollar less that could be growing in your investments. The magic of compound interest can't do its job if the money isn't there to be invested. Therefore, every impulse purchase actually costs more than the sticker value. I also encourage people to invest in their financial education. The more you understand about money, investing, and saving, the more equipped you will be to make wise decisions. It's not just about saving money, it's about maximizing the potential of every penny you earn. It's also good practice to regularly review your expenses. Look at where your money is going and ask yourself if these past impulse purchases brought you lasting happiness or value. We often find that the things we buy don't give us as much pleasure as we expected. In today's world, with marketing so ubiquitous and persuasive, it can be difficult to resist the temptation to buy. But remember, every ad is designed to make you feel like you need something that, most likely, you don't. Recognizing this influence can help you resist the urge to buy right away. Finally, talking to a mentor or financial advisor can be extremely helpful. Often an outside perspective can offer us insights that we cannot see ourselves. They can help identify patterns in our spending that we may not have noticed and offer advice tailored to our personal situations. I hope these strategies help you better control your buying impulses and strengthen your financial health. Remember, the key to wealth is not how much you earn, but how much you can keep, and avoiding impulse purchases is a crucial step on this journey. Make internet subscriptions that you don't use. Continuing our conversation about financial prudence, today I would like to discuss an issue that often goes unnoticed, but that can drain our resources without us even realizing it: unused subscriptions. It's easy to sign up for services, whether out of curiosity, a tempting offer, or simply convenience. However, the true cost of these subscriptions is often only realized when they have accumulated unused. When we talk about subscriptions, we're talking about everything from music and video streaming services to fitness apps and digital magazines. The problem arises when these subscriptions accumulate and continue to be automatically charged to our credit cards or bank accounts. These small monthly amounts may not seem like much individually, but together they can represent a significant portion of our monthly expenses. I've always been an advocate of knowing every penny that comes out of your pocket. You must know where your money is going and why. Start by taking inventory of all your subscriptions. You will be surprised at how many may have escaped your attention because they are charged automatically. This simple exercise is the first step to taking back control of your finances. Ask yourself, when was the last time I used this service? If the answer is, I don't remember, it's probably time to cancel that subscription. Don't let habit or inertia decide for you. Every subscription should be a conscious choice, not a forgotten financial burden. Another useful tip is to set up reminders before any subscription automatically renews. Many services offer a price reduction for the first period and then start charging a higher amount. These reminders can be your safety net, preventing automatic renewals you don't want. Additionally, consider the actual usefulness of each service. If a subscription isn't adding significant value to your life or business, it's not worth the investment. The value of a service should be measured not just in terms of usage, but also in how it improves your quality of life or efficiency. Negotiating with service providers can also be an effective strategy. Many companies prefer to retain customers by offering discounts or more advantageous plans than losing a subscription completely. Don't hesitate to call and ask if there are better deals available or if an adjustment can be made based on your level of usage. One approach that I find particularly useful is to apply the principle of zero-based budgeting. With this approach, each expense must be justified as if your budget was being created from scratch each month. This forces regular evaluation of your subscriptions and other recurring expenses. It's also often beneficial to use financial apps or tools that track your subscriptions and notify you of recurring expenses. These tools can help you keep your finances organized and avoid unnecessary spending by giving you a clear picture of where your money is going. Finally, I encourage the practice of regular financial reviews, whether monthly or quarterly. This habit can help you stay aware of your recurring expenses and make informed decisions about where your money should be allocated. By following these guidelines, you will not only avoid unnecessary expenses, but also ensure that your money is being used more efficiently and effectively. Remember, every financial decision you make, big or small, shapes the picture of your future wealth. Don't let forgotten subscriptions stop your wealth from growing. Make debt, let it accumulate and generate interest. Continuing our discussion on financial health, today I would like to address a topic that is crucial for anyone who wants to keep their finances under control: the impact of debt interest. Understanding how compound interest works can be your greatest investment tool or your worst enemy. When it comes to debt, especially those with high interest rates like credit cards, the interest can be devastating. Compound interest is often called the eighth wonder of the world, but when it comes to debt, it can be a heavy burden. Paying just the minimum on your credit cards isn't just prolonging the inevitable, it is also a guarantee that you will pay much more than the amounts originally borrowed. That's the reality of interest on debt. It accumulates quickly, and before you know it, the total you owe could double or even triple if not carefully managed. One of my rules is to never spend money you don't have, except in circumstances of extreme necessity. Credit card debt is particularly treacherous because access to credit can seem like an inexhaustible resource until the bill arrives. It's essential that you treat your credit limit not as a fund for regular spending, but as a safety net for emergencies. If you're already dealing with credit card debt, the first thing to do is stop adding to it. This may seem obvious, but the first step to getting out of debt is to stop digging the hole. Then look at your debts and prioritize those with the highest interest rates. Paying off these debts first isn't just about reducing the balance, it's also about cutting off the fastest growing source of your debt. I also advise creating a payment plan that is realistic but ambitious. The faster you can pay off your debt, the less interest you will pay in the long run. This may mean adjusting your budget to direct more funds toward debt repayment, cutting unnecessary expenses where you can. One strategy that some people find useful is the balance transfer. This involves moving your debt from a high-interest rate credit card to one with a lower rate or even a zero-rate promotion for an initial period. This can reduce the amount of interest you're accruing and give you a window to reduce your principal more quickly. In addition to actively managing your existing debt, it's crucial to understand how to avoid future high-cost debt. This includes carefully reading the terms of any new credit card, understanding interest rates, and avoiding the trap of only paying the minimum. Financial education is also a vital part of debt management. The more you understand about credit, interest, and personal finances, the better equipped you will be to make decisions that don't compromise your financial future. Investing time to learn about personal finances can save you thousands of dollars in interest. I also encourage open discussion about family finances. Debts often accumulate due to a lack of communication about spending and budgeting. Establishing regular budget conversations can prevent surprises and promote accountability. Finally, remember that overcoming debt is a journey. It may take time and progress may seem slow, but every payment you make is building a more stable financial future. Celebrate the small successes along the way because they add up to a big win in the end. These are strategies that anyone can use to not only manage their debt, but also to prevent new debt from accumulating. As always, the key to financial freedom is not buying a new car without financial planning. Continuing in our series on smart financial decisions, today I would like to address a subject that touches the lives of many: buying new cars. Buying a new car can be tempting. After all, who doesn't like the new smell, cutting-edge technology, and the safety of being behind the wheel of a vehicle fresh from the factory? However, from a financial perspective, purchasing a new car, especially with expensive financing, can be a questionable decision due to rapid depreciation. When you buy a new car, it starts losing value the moment you leave the dealership. It is estimated that a new car loses around 20% of its value in the first year and continues to depreciate sharply in subsequent years. This is an important consideration, as it means the value of your investment decreases much faster than you can repay the loan. I personally have always been an advocate of looking at finances for the long term and not just immediate gratification. Buying a new car with expensive financing is often a classic example of prioritizing immediate desire over future financial stability. Financing not only adds interest to the total price, but can also extend over several years, during which the car loses value significantly. A more sensible alternative would be to consider purchasing a used car. Vehicles that are a few years old have generally already seen most of the depreciation, but they are often still in excellent condition and can serve well for many years. This is a way to maximize the value of your money by getting a car at a price that more accurately reflects its true value. Another aspect to consider is the total cost of ownership of a new versus used car. This includes maintenance, insurance, and taxes, which tend to be higher for new cars. When evaluating the total cost, it often becomes clear that an older, well-maintained car can be a much more economical option in the long run. I also encourage people to do a strict budget before deciding to buy a new car. This includes understanding your current financial situation and projecting your future expenses. If purchasing a new vehicle requires stretching your budget, it could compromise your ability to save or invest for the future. It's vital to also consider how a car fits into your total net worth and financial goals. In many cases, the money used to buy a new car could be more productively invested in opportunities that, unlike a car, have the potential to appreciate in value over time. For those who still prefer to buy a new car, I recommend at least looking for the best financing deals available and considering payment options that minimize the cost of interest. Additionally, sometimes purchasing a previous year's model when new models are arriving can result in significant discounts. Discussion with family members or financial advisors is also a critical step before making major purchases, such as a new car. They can offer perspectives or considerations you may not have thought of, ensuring the decision is well informed and aligned with your overall financial goals.